Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. You can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. Well, you can see what it says in the caption: Henry Cavill to be recast as Superman by Warner Brothers. So recently, very recently, I was contacted by a journalist in America, a very high profile journalist, reporting on movies, not really a scooper, but he works for a big publication in America. Now, I never divulge the identity of my sources or who they work for, and that's going to continue. Now, let me just talk about sources a little bit. I very rarely say trusted sources. I'm the kind of lad who doesn't really trust anyone in life. I love people, I embrace people, and I like this person. We've become very close friends over the past 6 months, and he relays information to me, and I decide whether to pass that information on to the public, to you, my subscribers, who I love as friends, by the way. I'm a very small YouTuber, and if people are good to me, I'm good to them back. As you know, when we were doing lives, we had a great relationship. Most of us did. Sometimes it would get a bit out of hand because I'm a passionate guy, but mostly I love people, and I love geeks, and I love nerds. So this information that I've got could be absolutely wrong, not because of my source, because my source watches my videos, so I don't want to be disrespectful, but sometimes sources just get bad information. So this may never happen. So if you're as upset as I am about this, then you can maybe that could make you feel better that this could be wrong. At this moment in time, I don't think it is, but basically my source got in touch with me saying that Warner Brothers are going to actually have recast Henry Cavill as Superman. Going forward, there will be a new actor playing the DCEU Earth 1 Superman. Now, we need to do our due diligence here and talk about what's happened, because I don't think Henry Cavill's worked for Warner Brothers in an unrelated DCEU project since The Man from U.N.C.L.E. I think I'm correct on that. He hasn't really done anything. He works with Netflix now. He works with different studios, but I don't think he's worked with Warner Brothers, especially in the DCEU, since 2017. Now, if you remember, when Zack announced that his Justice League had been greenlit, very exciting, he was doing a Man of Steel kind of watch party. And by surprise, Henry Cavill turned up. And that really wasn't support for Warner Brothers. That was Henry supporting a director he loves and respects, who gave him the biggest opportunity of his career. Now, we made assumptions that meant Cavill was back as Superman, but let's look at the history of this. So Henry, shot Justice League with Zack, then came back while doing Mission Impossible Fallout with a goatee, a moustache, to do some reshoots for Joss Whedon. He did those very quickly and was gone very quickly. We know the history. The CGI on his facial hair was terrible. It was embarrassing for Henry, and he's become a GIF, which also isn't very nice. I said to you people, stop using that GIF, because and Henry was great about it. He even did an advert that he was sponsored for, making fun of that whole thing. And so basically what happened after that, Henry got together with the director of Mission Impossible Fallout, and they put a pitch to Warner Brothers about a Superman movie, a Man of Steel sequel. I suppose you could call it a sequel to what happens with him in Justice League, or his character. And Warner Brothers rejected this off the bat. There was no consideration. They didn't want to make another Superman movie, especially not with Henry. Henry's had a very uncomfortable relationship with Warner Brothers since Justice League. There's no question about that. The main account, the Warner Brothers Pictures account, didn't even wish him happy birthday. They don't seem to be having any involvement in any other projects. I think it's been obvious to us for a very long time that Henry Cavill and Warner Brothers may never work together again, but who knows what the future holds. And so yes, I've been told that he has been recast Henry Cavill was a great Superman. There's no question about that. He was great in Man of Steel. He was great in BVS. But this all goes back to what happened with Snyder. Cavill was Snyder's pick for Superman. And I don't know where, because it's interesting that Affleck is going to be in the Flash movie, even though we know Affleck had issues with the way Warner Brothers conducted themselves. Jesus Christ, we were talking on the DCEU Daily today about how his Batfleck movie was cancelled, and I told you there's more to it than Affleck having problems with his alcoholism and his mental health. They didn't want to go that direction, but then they went that exact direction with Matt Reeves the Batman, so it looks bad, doesn't it? But now Batfleck's going to be in the Flash movie. Will that be it? Will that be the end? I don't know, but he's still there. Now, when we talk about, because the information is very, very scattered, because all this journalist knows is that Henry's being recast as Superman. We don't know if he's going to be in the Black Adam movie. We don't know if he's going to be in the Shazam Fury of the Gods movie. Now, if he's been recast, that's just too far in the future for him to be involved in. But I don't know. I don't know even if what this journalist has told me is true, but I'm just doing my due diligence and passing this information on to you. If he is in Black Adam, he could still be deleted from the canon if he's at the beginning of the Flash movie. We've had these discussions many, many times. So, yeah, and I mean, I'm shocked. I have found this out very recently. And, as a YouTuber, you have to sit here and you have to work it out and say, do I pass this information on, or do I just keep it to myself until we see what's going on? The problem is with all of this has been an issue since Justice League. As I've just said, he tried to pitch an idea to do a Superman sequel. He was at a Comic-Con, he was at a convention, and people were asking him, what next for Superman? And he goes, what do you want next? There's lots of ideas in the comics that I want to do. He was really trying to put pressure on Warner Brothers to give him another Superman project. It's not like Henry didn't want to do this. This is not about Henry. It's about his relationship with Warner Brothers, what happened with the Snyderverse, and all of that situation. So they rejected his pitch, and really that was the last. But there was another situation. As we've discussed many times, the Hollywood Reporter broke the news in 2019 or 2018, I think it was 2019, that Superman would be arrested. Warner Brothers were going to arrest Superman. Now, I don't know about you, but that sent a lot of red flags up. Now, when I reacted to that, I said, this can't be true. Now, I was a bit naive back then because I didn't realise how connected the Hollywood Reporter and Variety are to Warner Brothers. They know. When they say something, it's mainly true. They may have bad takes, like I didn't agree about their take about the Day and Day, slaying it and blaming Warner Brothers, but when they give you information, 99% of the time, it's true. So they did rest Superman because we haven't seen Superman since. I mean, the stuff with Sandberg having Superman in that movie and saying, the reason he's not in it is scheduling. I actually don't believe that now. And I think the reason Cavill wasn't there and they had kind of a Superman with no face that looks like Cavill's body and is wearing his costume is so they could decide who to cast next. I think that's what they were doing there. So, do I believe this? Sadly, I do believe this, and you can all make your own minds up. I'm not telling you what to think. I'm not telling you this source walks on water. I'm not telling you this is 100% true. All I can do is relay what I've been told. And, what I've been told is devastating, because Henry Cavill is like the perfect modern day Superman. And to lose that, to lose him, to have the final confirmation, is devastating for me, and I'm sure devastating for most of you. But we have to look at another scenario, that Henry's Superman may be replaced by an existing Superman. Tyler Hoechling's Superman could be moved to Earth 1 of the DCEU. More than likely, they may attempt Brandon Routh to be the replacement. Now, what's ironic about all of that is that Brandon Routh was wanted by the fans to be the Man of Steel Superman. There was actually, people doing petitioning Warner Brothers to cast him as the Man of Steel Superman. And Zack didn't want him. He wasn't the Superman that he wanted, and he brought in Henry. So that's what happened. So it's ironic that, maybe, and I haven't heard anything about this and no one said anything, but they may use an existing Superman, and who better than Brandon Routh, who deserved better after Superman Returns. So I think for some people that could be a good thing, but I think lots of people are going to say, the treatment of Henry Cavill. But, we could go on all day. The treatment of Ray Fisher, the treatment of Zack Snyder. What you're seeing here is how Hollywood operates, is how Hollywood has always operated. We spoke about Ruby Rose today on the DCEU Daily. This is how it works. And the only reason that us consumers know all about this is because of the internet. Because Ruby Rose can go on Instagram. Now, Henry Cavill has played the old-fashioned game where he's been very professional. He hasn't come out and said anything. And Henry isn't the type to come out and cause waves. He won't. He will not come out publicly and slay Warner Brothers. That's not Henry's style, from what I know of him and what people who know him, who talk to me about it. But this is, this, in a way, this has been an inevitability since Justice League. The way he was portrayed, as we spoke in the upper lip CGI, I think that was the end of the road. And, Henry really tried to pitch another Superman idea. He tried to salvage this situation. And for some reason, Warner Brothers weren't interested. Now, we don't know what's gone down privately between him and the studio, but he hasn't worked with them since. So that says a lot. So he could be the next Bond. Who knows? He's doing Henry Cavill's got a great career. He's one of the last, I think, modern day movie stars. He's a bankable asset. There's no question about that. So to drive away a bankable asset is a big, big problem. I hope I'm wrong. I hope my source is wrong. I really do. I hope we see him in Black Adam and The Flash and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I really hope that's the case. But all I can do is tell you what I've heard. And unfortunately, I think this has been a long goodbye, hasn't it? Because we've really heard nothing. And after that Hollywood Reporter situation where it was said that, Warner Bros. Were arresting Superman, we had Henry Cavill on Instagram, he had a model of Superman going, woof, woof. In other words, what it looked to me, I was on a high and now I'm on a low. That's kind of what it looked like to me. And then his representative said the cape is still in the closet. But he hasn't put that cape on, everyone, since 2017. But then he did a Men's Health magazine interview where he said there are things to come with his Superman. I hope this is true. I hope this is wrong. I love Henry Cavill. I love his Superman. But he does come from a tainted kind of inception of the DCEU where he was involved with one of the most controversial DC live-action movies of all time, Batman vs Superman. That's the key. And it damaged his Superman so deeply. Not for me and not for many of you, because we love that movie. But I think a lot of us will say, whether you love everything Snyder does and you think he walks on water, I think we'll all say that Man of Steel was a great beginning for his Superman. And I mean, it was puzzling to me, the direction they gave his Superman, because in the end of the first Man of Steel movie, he's got the banter with Lois, welcome to the planet, and you think that's the way. We're now in kind of the Superman world we understand, where there's banter between Clark and Lois. Now I love I love Man of Steel, but I love BVS as well. But there's no question people were upset by the somber kind of narrative that Superman had. Now I thought it was interesting and awesome to deconstruct him and reconstruct him, and they totally, his reconstruction was going to happen in Justice League 2 and Justice League 3. But at this moment in time, that's not happening. So, yeah, I mean, listen, in a way, this has been on the cards since 2017. I think a lot of people were saying, do you know what, Mick? a lot of people be saying, Mick, this was inevitable, wasn't it? But we were hoping beyond all hope that it wasn't inevitable. But he just seems to have very little connections with Warner Brothers now. He's gone in another direction in his career. And even when they were, celebrating Superman at Fandom, did we even see his Superman? We might have seen him quickly. What did they do about Superman at Fandom? They gave us a tour through Tyler Hoechling's Smallville home, which is a fake set. Who cares about that? Because they're filming Superman and Lois season 2. That's it. Not very exciting, is it? Because obviously they're not ready to share any information about Ta-Nehisi Coates and J.J. Abrams produced and Ta-Nehisi Coates written Superman movie or the Val Zod movie. We got 2 Supermen of colour projects in development, and that's great. But we haven't heard anything about Cavill's Superman. And this is the key element, not even having a film project. I think that's a red flag in itself, isn't it? So I don't think this information is false. I think he is being recast, or maybe someone else, an existing Superman, as I've already said, taking his place. I want to know down in the comments below how you feel about this. But yeah, for me, it's a very somber piece of information. I won't call it news because I want this to be verified, and no one's going to verify this. This is Hollywood. I mean, if this does get out, and I think I'm the only person who's talking about this, I don't think this is going to come out, but who knows what's going to happen. And, I believe it. I believe it because of the history since 2017. And we have to ask the question, Affleck did reshoots with Snyder, but Cavill didn't. Why? They needed Cavill. There were certain elements in the Snyder Cut you can tell, like when he's crying when Darkseid has manipulated him and used the anti-life equation against him after Lois is murdered. That's from Man of Steel. That's Snyder using stock footage he could have done with Cavill there, and in the bit in the Nightmare Future at the very end of the Snyder Cut. So why didn't he do that? That's interesting. Did Warner Brothers tell Zack that he couldn't use Cavill? It's interesting, isn't it? I was shocked when Cavill came out and said, I won't be doing any reshoots. Because Jared Leto and Ben Affleck and even Amber Heard did reshoots. So that was very curious. So he just hasn't been involved since Justice League. So this was coming, sadly. And I'll repeat and reiterate it. I don't know if this is true. But to me, when I smell something to be true, I say it's true. And in my heart, not factually, but in my heart, that is breaking right now, I believe it to be true. Because there's been no involvement. There's been no announcement that Henry Cavill is even in the Flash movie. Why wouldn't they announce that? Now, interestingly enough, we have heard some rumours. Now, we've heard rumours that Gal Gadot's in the Flash movie. And we've heard rumours that Henry Cavill's Superman and Ben Affleck's Batman are in the same scene together in the Flash, which is great if it's true. I want this to be true. And apparently an insider who worked on the movie revealed that. But again, ultimately, it's all hearsay. What I'm saying to you is all hearsay. They could be right and I could be wrong. See, I'm one of those few YouTubers that will come out and say, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I've been right about a lot of things and I've been wrong about things. When you do this job, when you do this gig, you put yourself out there and you get things wrong. So I don't want this to be true. I want my source and myself to be wrong about this, about Henry Cavill being recast as Superman. I don't want this to be true. I don't want this as a feather in my cap. This is not something I want to be right about. No one will be more excited than me, as well as all you fans out there, if Henry Cavill is going to cameo in DCEU movies in the future. Even if he doesn't get a movie, I'll be happy with that. But does it look like it? Does it look like that's a realistic eventuality? I don't know. I don't know nothing. All I can finish off this video is by saying that a source of mine who works for a very, very big, important publication in America in entertainment media has told me that Henry Cavill will be recast, is being recast as Superman. That's all I know at this moment. And here on Movies TV Mad, I will keep you updated. Please comment down below. Like, share and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you never miss this perfection. I will be back tomorrow with more DCEU Daily. I'm always here for you guys and with you guys because we are the same. You know, we love the same stuff and we care. And all I can say is right now, I'm really upset and disappointed that Henry Cavill maybe has been recast as Superman. But as I keep on saying, we just don't know, and we're just going to have to wait and see. Until tomorrow, goodbye.